We're back with a slight delay, and I think it's time for a costume change. And sorry about the nasaliness. I was super sick the last few days, and that's what caused the delay. But I'm on the up and up. I ate my kelp. Maybe even over the course of this video, my voice will get clearer. Ah, much better. I've got my face back on. Now, when I first started playing Minecraft, of course I pulled some skins from the internet. I was Iron Man, I was Water Temple Link, but then about a year and a half ago, I had one of my friends create a personalized skin for me. She made a couple different outfits, and since then, a few other friends have layered on kelp outfits and, of course, my V-Dubs face. And all of my plans with Create Mod, especially today, really deserves this outfit. But I'm pretty sure that Vault Hunters deserves this face as well. Let's get right into it. You saw the thumbnail, you know what we're doing today. Drew and I decided that we would go in together, halfsies, on a diffuser. In Vault Hunters, the diffuser is this magical workstation where you put all of your things to get rid of them. It's kind of like a grinder for create, except it makes soul shards, or soul pieces or something, and from that you can make soul shards. And we needed one. We were already at the point where we had scavenger items that we needed to get rid of, and we could also get rid of maybe burgers or vault apples, or that's about it at this point. But let me give a little bit more context. Basically, every single vault item has a soul value, and so you can diffuse it and get soul shards, and with the soul shards, you can buy things off of the black market. Now, if you want to buy off of the black market, you know, you want to be a terrifying being of nightmare like V-Dubs is, then that's you're gonna need a diffuser. Also, it has been talked about that the trash items like sticks and torches and chains, they're gonna be replaced at some point with vault trash items. I'm using quotes in real life. You can't see that, but I am doing it anyway, repeatedly. So in time, it'll actually be even more valuable to have a diffuser. But as you may have seen from the crafting recipe, this thing isn't cheap. You need a bunch of black chromatic steel, so it's a good thing that Drew and I went in together. I don't remember if it was like me convincing him or if I lost a bet or something. I'm sure he remembers. But part of the deal is that I do the altar, the like aesthetic build around the diffuser, and he'll do the storage. That's what it was. I just remembered. He does the storage setup and I do the aesthetics. Or he just extorted me. Just kidding. I'm the one that does the extorting. I am the one who extorts. Also, I should probably pull back on the whole voices thing today since I can't even control the normal one. But yeah, this is the first diffusion. Exciting, right? Now let's buy something. And right off the bat, it's time to start hoarding repair cores. My god, we've got it. The final vault diamond. With this power in my hand, I can complete the final set of 6 knowledge stars, and with it create, well, I can create with the create mod with it. And that's just what we'll do. You see, all of the big mod unlocks require 6 knowledge stars for your first one. And then after that, it goes up by 12. And I have chosen Create Mod as my first of the big mods. It's a hard choice, but I need those beautiful blocks. I really want to play with all of the cogs and spinny stuff and those little kelp things. I mean, it adds a use for kelp, so it's kind of like a trap for me. It's not even fair. But the big motivation for me is the integration of like a whole system. With Create, you're getting just this massive change to the way that you can play the game. I feel like Mechanism and Thermal are more about just efficiency, and Botania is the next one that I would be most interested in. And we'll get that out eventually, I'm sure. And if you think I'm being unfair to Mechanism or Thermal, I mean, Mechanism has 3 mods to itself in this whole pack, so it's gotta be big, then you can tell me about it in the comments, okay? I've never really used it, and I claim full ignorance, so let that fuel your nuclear reaction, alright? Just go ahead and have it in the comments. I mean, I would actually appreciate it. I don't really know anything about Mechanism, but in the meantime, let's get creative. Now you may be wondering, Vert, you're level 23 and you haven't explained anything about that. Well, I'm gonna continue not explaining about that because I need to get better at being more consistent with my content. So, noted, thank you stranger, and I will keep that in mind. But you don't just pull 6 knowledge stars out of your butt. And to Drew the Tree Man's dismay, they don't grow on trees either. You gotta get in the vaults, and you gotta get after them. And that's what I did. Now, I don't have much footage of that, so we're just gonna glaze right over it. But like I said, I'm gonna get better. And now it's time for the technical. Are you guys ready to get into some create? We gotta find a spot, we gotta throw down some power of some sort, and we gotta start putting together some contraptions. Primarily grinders, because I don't want to use any of my chromatic iron in a smelter until I have ground it. Because with grinders, we can get double the ore, but if I run out of chromatic iron before then I end up wasting chromatic iron. So that's the goal. Use as little chromatic iron as possible until we have grinders set up. Now, for whatever reason, my microphone sounds like 1,000 times better through DaVinci Resolve than it does in OBS. So I've been doing voiceover for these clips and I've finally gotten organized with that, but I think we'll tune into the actual recording for some of this. Sorry if the audio gets a little weird. It might be worth it because there are some good moments where I was, let's say revolutionizing. I think that's a fair word. Is there a verb for to genius? Okay, so we've settled in the jungle that I've cleared out. We're crafting some stuff to get ready. These are things we're gonna need initially and things we'll always need, so you can't really even make too much of it, even though I'm being as stingy as possible. And we need to get some power going and some grinders going. And we're gonna start strong. We're skipping the water wheel, we're skipping that mess, and we're going right to the windmill bearing. It's a bit more expensive, but it's worth it in terms of the power output. Now, Create doesn't use like Forge Energy or ME, whatever that stands for. What it generates is stress units. So whatever your power source is, it has this max amount of stress that it can take on until it is overstressed, and then it can't do anything more, and it'll shut it all down. In the case of the windmill bearing, it needs a ton of sails or wool attached to it in order to be at max stress capacity. But remember, I'm being as stingy as possible with my chromatic iron, and it takes chromatic iron to make andesite alloy, and you need andesite alloy to make the sails. So instead of doing a bunch of sail work to start, we're actually gonna pull a genius move. Yeah, we're going to genius genius. We're gonna do a genius. We're gonna pull a genius here. So let's switch track. Let's make 2 grindstones. We need them to double our ore, even if we can't power them yet. So if we just went like this, right? There you go. What I want to do, I think this is the simplest way I can imagine it, is I go like this. We go like that. We break that one. Because we do need at least 1 gearbox to switch the directions of them. The challenge for the grinders is we need them to be going opposite directions into each other in a downward motion where they meet. Because if they're going up, then they'll actually just spit stuff out if I try to feed it from the top. And I want to feed it from the top. And if we just hand crank it up. Okay, so the hand crank cannot power the crushers. Now we know. It's times like this where people will give up and they will smelt their chromatic iron and make sails. Take a stack, right? Does that work? No? Why didn't that work? Oh. Because I'm punching a smoker. We make ourselves a little belt action, little baction for you. Oh wait, this is kind of useless though because I know that they can't be powered now. And like Archimedes in the bathtub, I'm finally struck by an idea that will solve this problem. Oh my god, what if I got Drew over here to turn the other one? I'm doing it, we're doing it, we're doing the tandem. Okay, I still need the gearbox. No, it's a whole block. I knew this day was coming. I had finally met my chromatic iron maker. My need to change the direction of the rotation of the shafts going into the grinder would be my undoing. I was finally forced to smelt some of my precious chromatic iron ore without being able to double it. The horror. Listen, Lar. Put this right. Nya. Make another hand crank here. Wait. Yes. Like Einstein robbing from the patent office. Like Thomas Edison stealing from Tesla. Elon Musk buying Twitter. A new revolution had begun. The power of the dual hand crank system. Drew and Vert. Pioneers. Most likely not, but still very proud in this moment. At least I was, while Drew was shaming me about not having steam engines yet. We're doing it. We're really doing it. This is the height of technology.
Can't you just, hook this up to a single gear crank?
This is the height of technology, and no, you can't. It's the hand crank doesn't have enough power to power both.
Oh no.
This is epic. This is the best because now I can build the rest of it without having to sacrifice doubling my ore. Here, have a present for your hard labor.
Thank goodness for Drew. Now, so you saw we put 1 stack of chromatic iron ore in there, and we got 2 stacks of chromatic dust out.
Now we just need to smelt that up and turn it into sails so that we never have to hand crank again.
No more dual hand cranking. All I needed that was for 1 stack. And now we have our sails. Okay, let's try it out. We break this, we put our gearbox here.
Whoa!
Hello, Squidney. What's going on?
I just came to be jealous.
Well, congratulations then, if you're achieving it. My apologies.
What are you making?
What was that?
What you working on?
I'm working on ore doubling because I am being very, very stingy about my chromatic iron before I have ore doubling.
Oh wait, you snagged a really nice location. Like, this place is amazing.
Thank you. I'm so happy with this area. I did look all over. I took like the nature's compass and I flew all over just to try and figure out like where I wanted to reside.
I picked my base location because Mythic was like, "Hey, you want to live next to me? There's a mountain right over there." And I'm like, "Sure," and now I live there.
Have you messed with Create much before?
Yeah, I've done a lot on a creative world on the same seed, and then I also played in this mod pack with Create as well.
Oh, cool.
So I know a fair bit.
Yeah, I have done a little bit, but it's all been in this mod pack and in the last like month, and no, it's all been in survival because I'm very
Yeah.
I don't know. I get bored sometimes and I can't do creative.
I use creative for planning because it's way easier to plan in creative.
So true. I just am too ADHD sometimes for my own good. And now we're doubling our chromatic iron. It's beautiful.
Ooh, nice.
What do you think? Can you die in this? Is it? I don't know if you can get in there with the hopper
Maybe.
there.
I think you would have to move the hopper, but I don't know if it will actually damage.
This is OSHA safe then.
Very good question. Well, at the very least, if you outsell me in the wood category, I can still sell my wool.
I probably won't make a shop for wood, especially if you're planning on it. I will stay away from that. I may make something to like sell ore doubling just for now, until other people.
I would probably use that business.
I imagine it would be pretty fruitful for most, and me, when I take like 25% off the top.
Especially me.
Yes, of course.
Who gets all the money. I've been focusing much more on base development than the vault runs.
That's reasonable. I didn't have a good vision at first, so like I just wanted to get some industry going. But yeah, this is the start of my little thingerbob, and I think I did it as minimally as I could, really. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Oh, I was like, wow, that belt is going way faster than it should, and then I realized I was getting hit by the
Getting your head knocked around, yeah.
I have so many like plans using Create for like decoration. I want to use the trains to make like little boats going down the river right next to my base.
Ooh. That sounds super cool.
Yeah.
I saw, I think it was Evet Lay. She was doing like the water train from, I'm blanking on the name of it, but it was so cool. And I don't know if you can tell from my attire, but on my server Nebula, where I'm like a moderator, I've been there for 2.5 years maybe. I'm the kelp king. I made a like 40,000 per hour dried kelp farm that spans like the entire sim distance.
Somebody told me you had a thing for kelp, so
yes, I do. I really want.
No, I like kelp as well.
Oh, do
kelp
you?
Is cool.
The only build I've made really is for housing my kelp, and I do want to do like some crazy contraption for kelp and a train, I think, for kelp. Just a train all to kelp.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Ooh, I like this.
I thank you.
This. Oh, you got the algal bricks. Algal. However you say that.
You nailed it. I don't know. It's like a tiki bar, but for kelp. So you just little noms on kelp.
Yeah, I was thinking it looks like a little cute little shop at the beach.
You'll be happy to
Oh.
see that I do have a beetroot farm. You love beetroot, right?
What? You have a beetroot farm?
You're a big fan.
I hate beetroots.
I figured you're wearing red because you love beetroots, right?
That's the second time someone said that to me.
I was just assuming. I don't know if I'm wrong. Am I wrong?
It's red because it looks nice.
So just like beetroot, right?
No, that's not how it works at all. No.
So I'm pretty sure beetroot and you are both beautiful. If I say you're beautiful, I'm calling beetroot beautiful, and vice versa, right? I don't know.
Thank you. No comment.
Yeah, don't incriminate yourself. Oh,
Kind
no.
of have a whole religion against beetroot.
You called it a religion. Is that like it's a like there's forms of worship against beetroot?
Yeah. I mean, we don't do a ton except burn beetroot. More of a thing where like I heard a mysterious voice, and it called to me and told me to destroy beetroot, and so I'm working on that.
Okay, there's some religious like stories that represent similar concepts, but I feel like it's a stretch to call that a religion where you burn something and then hear voices and react to them. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to take it away from you. Everybody, you can call it a religion if you want, but just denomination wise, there seems to be some middle ground for something else. And as a cult leader myself,
yeah.
I respect it.
Oh yeah, totally. I get it. Yeah. Get it. Cult leader to cult leader.
That's right, cult leader to cult leader. I won most likely to actually form a cult in real life during our award show on the other server. So
Yeah.
I know what you're about. I respect your game. Oh no.
So disappointed. Nerd.
Poor Finn.
Lol.
It's been a rough day. Wait, you're the one that has elephants that you've been breeding, right?
Fun. Yeah.
I will allow you one session of ore doubling for as long as you want if you bring me 2 elephants. Or give me 2 elephants. I'll move them. I don't mind moving them.
It might be. Okay, I was like, it might be difficult getting them all the way out here, thousands of blocks away from my base. But I could probably do that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did just realize that I'll tell you a story. I have a warp plate up over there, and it goes to Drew's house, and we were like chilling at Drew's base, and a trader showed up, one of the bomb guys, and he steps on the warp plate. Like, I went home, he steps on the warp plate at Drew's place, shows up at my place, and throws a bomb at a zombie pigman right next to me and scares the heck out of me. I did not know he does that.
I can throw bombs? What?
He throws bombs, but he also traveled on warp plates. So I wonder if I can get an elephant to travel on a warp plate.
That would be very convenient, because then all you need to do is get it from my base to spawn, because I don't have a warp plate, my base.
If you wanted to use the grinder, and I can take 2 elephants, then we got a deal.
That sounds great.
Don't touch my beetroot, though.
I will warn you. Okay. I will warn you that in order to tame the elephants, you need to do so while they are still babies, because when they grow up, you can't tame them.
Okay, but I can breed them, right?
Yeah.
Cool. What do they do when you tame them? They rideable?
Yeah, you can ride them around. You can put carpets on them, although only like the brown carpet actually looks good.
Oh my god. That's the coolest thing in the world.
You can also, they can also fight things, as you could see by Finley's death message in chat. I'm like, hey, he's like, what are you elephants used for? And I'm like, oh, well, they can fight things. And he's like, really? And so he punched one, but it didn't do anything. And I'm like, hey, punch me. And he punches me, and then 2 elephants just destroy him instantly. It was amazing.
So gladiatorial combat is a part of their features.
Amazing. Oh, yeah.
Splendid.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, Beetroot Man.
All right, Kelp Man.
That's a compliment to me.
Good luck on your kelp thing.
Thank you. But look at this. So I know I told you the plan anyway, so there's no confusion, right? Belt, shaft, that thing, those ones, this, done. Easy. Magnet collection system. Now what? Well, I think now I should make some of the thingerbobs that we need in order to process items. So like we should make a mechanical press. Got a press. Let's make a mixer. We need the press first. Okay. Why not make a millstone? Sure. Millstone. All right, let's do a ponder here.
Now there's a lot to do with Create that I am not familiar with, but Millstone is definitely one of the tools that I had never gotten into, one of the contraptions or whatever. But what you're seeing on screen now is one of the greatest things about Create. It has this ability for you to go into your JEI and you can hold W over it, and it'll bring up Create's own 3D tutorial for the block you're hovering over. It'll show you the function of that block, the way it interacts with other blocks, and how it can be interacted with and customized, and what it needs to work. And I don't know about you, but I love when game design is integrated into the game. You don't have to go to an external wiki. You can either find it in the world or you can find it in something like this.
Single conveyor belt here. I think I will. Yeah, we'll set this all up in a line just because we're fancy.
There are a lot of options for moving items within Create and within Vault Hunters. Not that I have access to most of those yet, but what we're gonna do here is use a conveyor belt, which is made with kelp, so it's even better.
And then we go like this, and that, and that, and this, and that, and that.
As you can see, conveyor belts can be used for more than just moving items. They can also help to translate rotational force.
There we go. That's better. I'd rather you fall off.
Next up on the Create list, there isn't much of a choice as to what you need to do next. You need a press because you need to make sheets for a bunch of different things. One of those is the wrench, which I showed right away. But in order to make a mixer or a saw or many of the other tools, you're going to need the press to work. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to pop it in over that long belt I made, and then I'm going to extend the belt here. By right-clicking with a belt, you can actually move the furthest shaft so that it will reach out and keep moving forward. Maybe don't build your windmill in the way of what you're doing, but efficiency has its costs. So once I get this belt now connected up to the press, I can just add another shaft back in so that the crusher is powered again, and now we have this one line on the back here that's not moving items, it is just translating force. There are other blocks that can do this, but when you're just starting out, this is definitely one of the cheapest ways. It is, however, one of the more costly ways in terms of frame lag, so be mindful of that. Now, I have, of course, hooked us up to this powerful windmill, but I haven't changed the speed at all, and you can tell everything is very slow. But the press is where it becomes exceptionally obvious just how slow it is right now. But with these golden sheets, we can make a wrench. And the wrench is basically your multi-tool for Create. It helps you to rotate different items. You can insta-break items that are made by Create. And you can also change certain settings on certain blocks that have more complex interactions. For instance, this funnel had been set to drop things out of the drawer onto the conveyor, and there was nothing in the drawer, so nothing was coming out. But with a right click from my wrench, it is turned around, and now it is picking up that chromatic iron dust.
Mixer. Boom. Surely. Oh, baby, we're powered.
But insufficiently.
Part may require the heat of a blaze burner. So maybe that's the only option. We've got a blaze burner. Now, I have a blaze farm. So let's go to the blaze farm really quick.
You see, when you make a blaze burner, you actually have to capture a blaze with it before it'll work.
Oh, hello, friend. Oh, I pressed that was the wrong one. Nah, I'm ghost walking, buddy. Bye. You're mine. I didn't even have to go to the farm. Just stealing a man. We pop this dude under here. Boop. Mixing. Yep, okay. For the filter, you can actually do it through JEI. You can pull whatever you want to filter. So like, I only want brass ingots to come out for now. We can always change that later. And I could have just put the brass ingot on there, I guess.
And in order to make brass, we need both copper and zinc. So it's time to crush our zinc up, which makes us get 3 nuggets of experience, which are wonderful. Then we smelt up our zinc, we pop copper and zinc into our mixer, we power our blaze, we feed it with some sort of combustible material like coal or dried kelp. I'm not sure if they're cannibalistic. I imagine you can use blaze rods though. Remember when I said that it was insufficiently powered? Well, yeah. Some contraptions have a speed requirement and the mixer is one of them. You can't just mix with no speed. So we can pump it up with gear ratios. By translating force across cogs with different radii, we can change the speed of the entire system. Watch now. Wow! And just like that, we're mixing. And with brass, we can do almost anything with Create. But not in Vault Hunters, of course. In Vault Hunters, you need a ton of different resources, namely chromatic iron and Larimar, so you better stock up. And we'll stop here as we enter the Brass Age. I'm grateful to be feeling better, but my energy is fading pretty hard. So we'll end with a couple little clips, and we will get to Vault content in between this and the next full episode, because I want to try something. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please subscribe, like, and leave me a comment about what you'd like to see more of. I'm looking forward to getting more technical with Create and mixing it up with some technical redstone, maybe some modular routers. We're gonna make some crazy projects. And look, we got a a picarang, and a flamerang as we put some black chromatic steel on there. Drew gave me a heart of diamond. I spent my pog to get it into a picarang, and then here we are. Tune in next time to see what Vert will do with Create Mod in Vault Hunters, Underdogs SMP. Bye, lovely people.
Damn, that is quick now.
Now we're cruising. Yeah, well, it was gonna take absolutely forever to go through that.